having that why will definitely be your drive, and it has to be very, very deep. It has to make you cry, you know. I love learning. I love learning and growing my mindset every day. You know, I think that's very, very important to learn every day.
Hi, and welcome to the HackCess Show. It's the place where you can find life hacks on how to become the best version of yourself and achieve your goals. We show you how to walk the talk from successful people. And today we have Mariah here. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, how are you guys? I'm so excited.
Good. So you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do and all that?
Yeah, cool. So I'm Mariah, by the way, and I am 18 years old. I just graduated during COVID, and currently what I do, this is so crazy. I've never done this in my life before, but I started joining into network marketing. Never been involved in that in my life, but it's changed my life so deeply. And it's crazy because I've been doing this for 5 months and I'm a totally different person now. My mindset is just like expanded greatly. And I feel like I never knew I could be so intelligent and smart and like become like this huge leader. And I never knew I could have all these goals and just everything. It's so crazy how I was this totally different person. Just COVID just changed my life because so many different opportunities and just things have been happening. But that's what I do currently is network marketing. Obviously, like this is just the foundation like of my life because I'm so young. I have so much more things I want to do in my life. But yeah, that's kind of about me right now.
Cool. And it sounds like you made a positive out of something negative, right? COVID. And
yes.
And is that something that you do a lot? Do you have a positive mindset as a foundation of your personality?
Yes, I am such a positive person. Like in general, I really am. But ever since I opened up my mindset, just for example, I used to be such a huge complainer. I would complain about every little thing. If like something negative would happen, I would just complain and let it ruin my day or whatever. But at times when I catch myself about to complain, I actually stop myself and tell myself like, just me complaining right now is not fixing the situation at all. It's just making things worse and making me feel even more bad. And if I'm complaining to somebody, that person doesn't want to hear me complain at all either. So I literally will stop myself and say, Mariah, just don't complain. Like, just find something positive through the negative. And it's not me ignoring the negative. It's just like, what can I get through a negative situation? What can I learn from it, you know? And just get, you know, feel like positive, you know, about it. But yeah, I'm a very positive person for sure.
And so like when you have like something negative like that happening in your life and maybe like sometimes you feel down, like how do you go back to like being positive again and, you know, like refuel your like positive energy, you know?
So how I refuel my positive energy, of course, I am a woman of Christ, and not to change anybody's religious beliefs or anything, like I believe in God and stuff. So how I get through like anything negative and get from negative to a positive point, I always talk to God, of course, and then I just, you know, from what I've learned through like having a positive mindset, you know, just, you know, why sulk into the negative, you know, like just know that you can just gain something positive through it, you know, like just sulking in the negative is not doing you any good at all, you know, and it's not changing anything whatsoever. But yeah, I always talk to God, or I don't ever stay by myself. I believe like it's not good for someone to be alone. It's always like, even when you don't want to talk to people, it's important, you know, it's important to be around friends or someone you can talk to. So if I'm ever feeling down, I literally will call one of my friends or message them, you know, because you know, I'm a very positive person. A lot of people think that I don't have feelings, but, you know, we all have feelings, you know. So I never stay alone. I'm, you know, always doing other things that make me feel happy, or even just listening to music, you know. But I'm like totally changing as a person. So if I ever feel negative or anything, like, you know, like it doesn't ever affect me or bring me down as much as before. It's crazy.
Yeah, that makes sense. And now that you're, I mean, we saw your Instagram and you're very active and very like engaging on that platform. And is that something that you started during COVID, or was this something that you did before? And how has COVID changed your timetable of networking on Instagram?
Yeah, so I actually started doing this when I started my network marketing job. Like I used to never be really active on Instagram, but I have to brand myself somehow. And so I interact with people every day. I show up for myself and for my brand every single day. And, I'm not doing it just to make a sell. I'm actually doing it and putting value into other people's lives, and I believe that, if I want to say something, it should always have value. And honestly, COVID has changed me so much. It's crazy because I meet a lot of people and they say that COVID was just the worst year of their life. It honestly was the best year of my life. It brought me out of my shell. It really did, because all I had was social media. We couldn't go out anywhere. So I started opening up more on social media. I used to do live streaming on this app. It's kind of like Instagram Live, but it's just only live streaming where you can talk to people, and like hundreds or thousands or 50 people could be in your live stream. And honestly, this is what showed me, like, do the uncomfortable to get comfortable. Like this was the first example. It was crazy because I did it so scared. I was so scared speaking in front of people. Like, if you know me, I used to be very shy. I used to be very shy. I used to be such an introvert. I could never show up on social media or do any of this. It's crazy. But I did something that I was so scared of. And just like after like doing it over and over again, I actually enjoyed it and I embraced it. And it's a part of me now. I love people. I love people. I love talking to people. I love helping people. And it's crazy how I went from that to network marketing and wanting to do a whole bunch of other crazy things. And COVID definitely changed my life. I'm very thankful for it because it brought something positive for me. And honestly, I didn't even care if I was at home every day. I was doing something that I loved every single day, and lives, like, that's how I found out my passion, because I love like helping people. I was talking to people every day, people love joining my streams, because I was very positive and I was a great mentor to them. And definitely this network marketing company did actually show me my passion, because I have such a huge mindset. Like I want to do a lot of things. Like I can't just do one thing. I want to do everything, literally. But my passion, of course, is definitely helping people. I want to help people, through anything, whether it's through my words or just whatever I do in my life. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great spirit. And you talked about doing stuff that are uncomfortable. So like, do you set goals for yourself to like get out of your comfort zone and in order to grow every day?
Yeah, I do that. So I'm so glad I have this mindset, because a lot of successful people say do the uncomfortable to get comfortable. Step outside your comfort zone, do things that you're not used to, like this, for example. I want to get featured on so many other podcasts, and like I didn't even want to come on this, not because I was scared. It's just like, oh my goodness, like I don't want to mess up, like what am I going to talk about? But then I was like, no, I need to do it, because I'm gonna like, I want to like put myself out there, and I used to never go live on Instagram, really. It's different going live on Instagram, but like I kept having to do it over and over, even though it's uncomfortable, I will be comfortable at doing it, and I know in order for me to be successful and just to put myself out there, I need to do those things. So I do set myself goals, like if I really want to do something, I got to start with the small goals and just go after it for sure. I don't want to just be ordinary and like have regrets, because if I would have never came on this podcast, I would have been like, oh my goodness, I had the chance a long time ago to do it, so I don't want to live with like regrets.
So still focusing on Instagram, how do you try to, how do you get people to actually view your content and keep them engaged? Do you have any like tips or tricks, or is it just the positivity and the schedule that you keep?
Obviously it's important to show up every single day, because if you show up every single day, people will stay engaged. If you don't show up every single day, because some people will only probably watch half of your story, or some people will only watch the other half of your story. You got to show up every single day, and if you are putting something out there into value and other people will stay engaged. And of course, I do have my tips and tricks. Like I use so many other social media apps where I can meet people and network with them, and then I'll bring them to my page and they'll be drawn to my page. So that's what I do. And I believe that building relationships is so, so important. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. You got to engage with your followers for sure, whether you're talking to them one-on-one or whether it is through Instagram or off Instagram. I believe that's very, very important. That's how I bring people to my page, of course, just building those relationships for sure. That's very, very important. People want to feel important, and I genuinely love people. I'm not doing it just to, bring people to my page. Like, I love making those connections with people. It's so fun, and just getting to know people, like it's awesome. Yeah.
So yeah, you talked about like consistency and all that. So like, do you keep your schedule and you try to like stick to it every single day, or maybe sometimes you let yourself have like a couple of days off, or because sometimes it could be like you don't want to go crazy going on Instagram like every single day, every single like so
okay,
how do
so
you
it's
balance
crazy.
that?
So how I balance that out. So when I first started doing this, it was a little overwhelming. Like for my day, for my schedule, like if something would come up that I needed to do, I would just get a piece of paper and write it down, whatever. But it honestly was stressing me out. So I literally had to get a planner, and it actually works, an hourly planner for my day, where it says 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Like, it actually helps me stay in schedule, like a planner, like it really does. And of course I have to show up for Instagram every day. I have to. It's a non-negotiable, I'm running like a business, so I got to show up every single day. And honestly, when you're doing something you love, like work, for example, it doesn't feel like work at all. What I do on Instagram does not feel like work at all. It's like something I enjoy, obviously, like if I were to work like a regular job that I was not interested at all, like I would just hate it, but I love what I do. And that's how I stay organized, of course, is just having an actual planner. It actually helps me, and just writing things down, it actually like stays in my mind, but yeah, that's how I stay organized for sure. Yeah.
And does it help you to organize, like, you wake up in the morning and then you organize your day, or do you do it for weeks or months or even years to come?
So how I'll do it, it just depends. Okay, two things. So probably that day, I'll probably write things down the night before, or maybe the next day, I probably will write down what's happening today. But with my schedule, I can't ever have a blank schedule. It has to be filled, whether it's just something small. Like, I love staying busy. I love staying busy. I love staying productive. If I'm like, everything I do in my life, it has to benefit me or my future. If I'm doing something unproductive, like, I don't want to watch Netflix anymore. Like, I just can't. It's not, doing me good at all. Like, I have to do things that will definitely benefit me. I can't waste my time. Like, I'm just like, ready to do everything, Yeah, I gotta stay busy.
And how do you figure out what's just staying busy and what's actually efficient? Because sometimes I can spend like an hour writing a text when actually I could have done it in 15 minutes. And how do you spot those patterns of procrastination and everything? Do you keep asking yourself, is this actually benefiting me?
Yeah, so oh my goodness. Sometimes I need to learn how not to procrastinate. I'm actually getting better at it for sure. So if I'm doing something, for a long period of time, like, and if I check myself, like every 15 minutes or every 25 minutes, okay, like, is this benefiting me right now? Is it working? Am I seeing results? If it's not, just pause and move on to something else. Or, sometimes, like, if I do have something to do and it's going to take a long period of time, just break it down throughout the day. Do it in the morning, do it in the evening, do it at night, don't just do it in one long period of time. And I try not to procrastinate. I try to just do it right away, or just get it done, because I will procrastinate. I do not like procrastinating, Yeah.
And so do you have like somebody like helping you, a coach or a mentor, something like that? And do you think it's important to have somebody to like support you and give you guidance?
So in my business, I do have a mentor, of course. She helps me, through my business and everything. And of course, I'm a mentor as well, a mentor for myself and for others. And I believe having a mentor is good, having someone to hold you accountable, to check you, and, sometimes I feel like I'm not doing as much as I should be, and then, I'll run to my mentor and be like, what do I do? What do I do? And I really am doing I'm doing everything right, just things will take time and consistency, of course, but having a mentor is really good. And that's why I love social media. I love networking with people, because you can just come across people and they can become like a mentor, you know? And I love mentoring people too. I think it's very awesome, you know? Even though I'm not this huge, big mentor, just like helping people every day is just so awesome, because some people, like, they don't have that person, you know, in their life to show them the bright side, of course. So that's why I love being a mentor to people. And I believe it's very, very important, of course, you know, just to hold you accountable, for someone to check in on you and to make sure, you know, hey, like, are you okay? Or what's going on, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really important too. And you spoke of consistency and the idea of keeping up the hard work and the good work. But do you think, or do you believe in, you know, just getting lucky in terms of finding a solution to something and that great idea will get you to the next level? Or do you think it's only with that hard work and consistency that we get to a point where we feel successful?
That is such a great question. I don't believe in luck, honestly, and just learning from so many other people and just seeing it for myself. And I just know it does take true consistency and hard work to do something. I don't believe it's luck, because anybody can do anything you put your mind to. You really can. And as long as you show up yourself every day, and you will see you will see consistency. You will see results if you are consistent. And a lot of people will just say, oh, that person's lucky. No, they actually did the work. And those people will know, and they probably learn from other people. Like, it takes a long time just to see like the results you actually want. That's why I have this, you know, if a millionaire is going to tell me just, you know, stay consistent, you know, and this will happen in this amount of time, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm gonna listen to them, you know, if it worked for them, it's gonna work for me, you know. Like, it's not by luck, you know. Like, yeah, when you start something new, you probably might have the best results in the beginning, which is what happened to me, actually. Like, when I started this network marketing, my first week I saw huge results, but I feel like it was God just telling me, like, you know, this is real. Like, if you do something, you will see results, you know. And obviously there's highs and lows to anything you do in life, which is the beauty of it. You know, that's why people, whenever they say to be proud of all your wins and losses, you really should be. You know, if you win, be proud of it. If you lose, be proud of it, because that is literally a part of the process, a part of the journey to, you know, your growth and just, you know, getting the results you want. But yeah, no such thing as luck, in my opinion.
Yeah. So like, how do you deal with like obstacles and failures in general, you know, when something is setting you back and I don't know, you lose track of your vision or something like that? So how do you deal with like obstacles in general?
Oh my goodness. So how I deal with obstacles in general, of course, you know, if I'm ever feeling defeated, obviously I run to my mentor, because there are times where I'm just like, okay, I'm doing everything I need to do. Like, what else is there, you know? And then obviously my mentor will remind me, like, it's totally normal to feel that way. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I really do. I used to never listen to podcasts, like John Maxwell or the Mindset Mentor, or this one called Quick Brain, talking about, you know, how to deal with obstacles and challenges, and just obviously like just learn to work through them and to accept them, you know, because it's a part of life, and just with anything you do, and just having that positive mindset and know that it's okay to fail or to have that negative obstacle, you know, just obviously learn to accept it and know like it's not the end of the world, you know. But that's how I deal with it, of course, is just learning to accept it. And like, when an obstacle does come, like, I don't think like, oh my goodness, like, why is this happening? You know, I just learn to accept it. You know, it's a part of everything that you do, you know? Yeah.
Learning to accept something, I think that's a great kind of segue into meditation, for example. Do you meditate, and do you believe in the benefits, you know, in terms of the energy that you can then cultivate to keep working harder and the motivation? Or is that something that you don't see necessary?
I don't really meditate. I never really got into that. I mean, I almost did yoga, but it's honestly against my religion, even though I didn't know that. But I always, of course, I talk to God, and I say my affirmations of the day and just speak things into existence, of course. But I don't meditate at all whatsoever. Yeah.
And you talked about affirmations. Do you do like a vision board, or how do you keep your vision in mind?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I did buy a vision board, but I haven't set it up yet, because I need to buy these sticky things to hang it up on the wall. I want to create a vision board, like literally I want to, because the book inspired me to do it. I really want to, because I'm a visual person, but also writing things down. I'm a writer. When I write things down, I remember it. So of course I speak into existence of, like I'm going to be this one day, I'm going to do this one day. But I believe if you write things down, it'll happen as well. But I am getting my vision board set up. So yeah. Yeah.
And about this, I mean, this sounds like you have this motivation and this will to go into the work and long term as well, with consistency and things like that. But where does that come from? Do you have something like a long-term goal or a place that you want to get to, or is it just about the feeling of being productive and of achieving something?
I mean, it's not about the feeling of being productive, like the feeling, it's being productive. And of course, I have long-term goals and short-term goals, of course. Obviously, I'm going to focus, like I have huge goals, but I got to focus on the small things first in order to get to the big things. Because if I just try to do things to get to the big things, I'm just going to be overwhelmed and everything. So I got to start with all the small things first. And of course, my why is what pushes me. And I feel like a lot of people, they're only motivated for a short amount of time, because I believe that motivation is only for short term. Inspiration, once you're inspired by something and you have that drive, which is your why, you got to know your why, to keep going with what you want to do, because when I found out my why, it honestly just keeps me going and going and going, and yeah.
That's cool. The why. I hadn't thought about that in so long. Do you work with that process? The why, and what is it? The why, the what, the how, the how do we get theirs and things like that? Do you write those down, or how do you keep
those?
Yeah.
So my mentor in my business, they taught us, to have like your why, it's very important. And of course, in the podcast I listen to, everyone says it, just having that why and just like the how and just writing out your goals, whether it's like your 3-month goal, your 6-month goal, and your 1-year goal, and just your overall goals in general. Just having that why will definitely be your drive. And it can't just be like something simple, basic. You have to like peel back the onion. It has to be very, very deep. It has to make you cry, like, oh my God, it has to scare you, like you want it so bad, it can't just be one little thing. But yeah, of course, I've written down my why when I first, of course I knew my why at first. I didn't even have to peel it back. Well, I did, but it's so big, like it scares me, it makes me cry, but yeah, having a why is very, very important. If you want to do something big in life, you got to know, like, why are you going after that goal? Why are you doing this? Why is it going to benefit you? And then just when you know your why, just make sure to peel back the onion, why.
Yeah, I think like when you want to get energy and all that, like for today, you have to have your vision in mind. You have to get goosebumps, like be inspired. Yeah. And so like, is your vision of success now the same as you thought it should be like a couple of years back?
Honestly, so all of this started like 4 or 5 months ago, because before I used to never have a vision or anything. Like I'm just now jumping into all of this, but from like 5 months ago till now, my vision is so different. My why is honestly growing stronger, and just my passion is growing stronger, and just like all of these goals in my mindset, I love learning and growing my mindset every day. I think that's very, very important to learn every day. And just obviously my vision is so much different than before, and obviously it's going to be different in a year or two. It really is. And I'm excited just to like, grow my vision even more. Like I can't wait. Yeah, but definitely before, when I first started all this, it was definitely different. And even before I didn't have a vision, I definitely am a different person than I was like a year ago, for sure.
And we've talked about you with about your professional side, this rigor and hard work and everything. But do you think it's important to kind of carve out a different personality for your personal life, or do you think that you can mesh the two to always be who you are and always be true to that why in every single moment, even in the unproductive ones?
Yeah, like you should always be yourself. You should never change yourself. Even in the business world, obviously, like I'll have my business cap on and my, personal, like fun life, cap on, whatever. Obviously, when it comes to business, I'm gonna be serious, but like I'm true and genuine to myself, you know, with whatever I do. You know, I'm very fun, bright, bubbly, like even in the business world, you know, like it's important just to be yourself, of course. Yeah.
That's awesome. And like, so you talked about like from like 5 months ago to now, and you were like complaining before, and now you're a positive person. So do you have like tips and tricks for people who like were stuck in like in a negative environment and who wants to like they want to get better and more positive? Do you have like tips to get out of this, you know, negative space?
Yeah, so obviously you just have to have that mindset. You're gonna have to grow into that mindset, and it's gonna take a long time. And you know, it's different for everyone. It's gonna take probably like maybe a month for them or weeks for them or whatever, you know. And obviously, like, yeah, I can tell someone, hey, like this is a tip and trick for you, but like you gotta apply action to it, you know. But honestly, I feel like people should listen to podcasts because podcasts have so much great information. You know, there's so many different ones, you know, they talk about, and like I feel like they do relieve anxiety and stress, you know. There's so much to learn from podcasts for sure. But obviously, like, yeah, like if I was talking down to myself, like my 13-year-old self or 15-year-old self, like, yeah, I could tell her like all of these things, but like, is she really going to listen though? Like, you know, you just got to grow into that mindset, obviously. And obviously, like, yeah, I love helping people and telling them, you know, like this will help you, but like, are they really going to listen though? You know, you got to apply that action.
Yeah. And about this, you know, focusing on your future and focusing on what your hard work will get you, do you think it's important to also look back, you know, like we are doing right now, at you 5 months ago, and keep doing that just to tell yourself, hey, I am progressing? Or do you think that it's important to keep your vision forward?
Obviously, of course, it's important to keep your vision forward, but you know, it's okay to look back only just to see how far you've come, to see how far you've progressed. And it's okay to like say, wow, like I really went from here to here. Like it's so crazy, you know. That's the only time you should look back. Don't ever go back to something that was left behind, of course. You know, just look back to see how far you've come, of course. But always remember to keep going forward no matter what.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's end on that. Promo time?
Yeah.
So, all right. It's promo time for you now. So whatever you got going on, you can promote your Instagram and all that. It's your time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, my Instagram, of course, is my name, Mariah Bright. So MariahBright. I'm very active on that platform. And yeah.